Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and I figured I would make a video to just give my thoughts about how I feel about the upcoming YouTube Red Cobra Kai series, which is basically kind of like a continuation of the original Karate Kid movie series. So, yeah, first things first, I mean, I am glad that, they are, going back to, a continuation story from the original Karate Kid series. I do like that they're going down that route rather than going down the another thing with the remake from 2010, which might as well have been named the Kung Fu Kid because the martial arts in that film was Kung Fu and not karate. So why was it even called the Karate Kid? Yeah. So I am glad that they're doing another story in the original Karate Kid universe. I'm glad that they're doing that. And yeah, the premise of this series is uh, it has a Johnny Lawrence from the first movie. Apparently, he is really down and out, and he's really wanting redemption after, of course, what happened at the end of the first movie. And so then, he ends up reopening the Cobra Kai. And basically, he is just wanting redemption, and basically, this is reigniting the rivalry between him and Daniel. So, yeah, I'm not really sure, what this series will actually be about. I'm not sure if this will actually be, another, actual huge rivalry between Daniel and Johnny, and they'll just rekindle it, and they'll be, two feuding, karate organizations or something. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it's actually going to be about, but apparently Johnny in this series is reopening the Cobra Kai and stuff. So yeah, and for this series they actually did recast a Ralph Macchio as Daniel and William Zabka as Johnny. So yeah, I do like that they're getting the original actors back to do this. And so yeah, I know that this probably yeah, people are probably really excited for this, especially people that really were fans of the original Karate Kid. And so yeah, I do like that they are doing this also. But and yeah, I'll put the trailer for this series down in the description if you want to watch it if you haven't seen it before. If you want to just get a little glimpse for yourself about what the series is going to be like. So yeah. Well, with that said, I do like I do like that they are doing this in a sense, but I do kind of have a kind of a complaint about this, and that is why is it that it's Johnny reopening the Cobra Kai? I mean, I understand that maybe he may just he's just felt embarrassed about losing the fight against Daniel at the end of the first movie, and yeah, in this trailer you can see he's just really he's just down and out, he's become a drinker and stuff, and just really let his life go. And it shows that Daniel is now a real successful businessman or something. I guess he has his new car business or something. I'm not really sure if it's a car business or what type of business it actually is that Daniel now runs. But apparently Daniel is successful while Johnny is just he just completely let his life go, I guess after the events of the first movie. And yeah, this series actually does it takes place 34 years after the events of the original film. So yeah, but yeah, it's just why is it that Johnny is the one that's doing this, and he's reopening the Cobra Kai, and he's supposedly the main antagonist for this series? I mean, I'm not sure if this actually is going to be something where Johnny is the villain and Daniel is the good guy, or what this is going to be like, or if it's just going to be something where the series is mostly focused on Johnny and he's not really an antagonist, just an enemy of Daniel's. I'm not really sure how it's going to pan out in this series, but yeah, regardless, just just I just don't understand why is it that Johnny is the one reopening the Cobra Kai? I mean, I was just saying, I understand that maybe he just wants some redemption and wants to redeem himself after his loss to Daniel at the end of the first movie. But if you recall, at the very end of the first movie, after Daniel defeated Johnny in the final fight, I mean, afterwards, like, Johnny actually did pay respect to Daniel, and he actually presented the trophy to Daniel after he won and told him he was alright. So, I mean, yeah, Daniel actually did gain Johnny's respect at the very end of the first movie. So, yeah, I don't really understand that why it is that Johnny is really, I guess, wanting revenge against Daniel in the series. I mean, personally, I feel like wouldn't it make more sense in the series to have the Cobra Kai reopened by the guy from the third movie, Mike Barnes? Wouldn't it make more sense to have him be the one to reopen the Cobra Kai in the series and want revenge on Daniel? Because, yeah, in the third movie, like, Mike Barnes, he was like more just like, yeah, he was like a straight up asshole in the third movie. Like, he was actually straight up evil. Like, he was just really just always like ambushing Daniel. I remember like Barnes and some of his other buddies ended up like crashing the date between Daniel and his love interest in that movie, and then like he ended up like forcing Daniel to sign a application for the tournament in that film, or else he was gonna like drop Daniel from a rope or something. And then again, he also like ended up like viciously attacking Daniel, and even then in that final fight ended up like fighting really dirty against Daniel. And yeah, I know that in the first film, in the fight, Johnny like did have some dirty tactics of his own, but I mean, it wasn't like Johnny was like an absolute like vicious like dirty like fighter. I mean, he did like at least like did like do like he wasn't like completely evil and stuff, and not really like so vicious to Daniel. I mean, of course, like he did like beat up Daniel at points in the first film, but it wasn't like he was like completely like he never did actually threaten Daniel to my knowledge. I mean, it's been like a while since I actually have watched the Karate Kid before like the any of the original films of the series, but yeah, I just like Marge was straight up evil, and Johnny really was not. So I really don't see why they're having Johnny be the one to reopen the Cobra Kai in this series. And plus, also, like, at the end of that fight from the third film between Daniel and Barnes, I mean, remember how Barnes reacted after Daniel defeated him? Like, Barnes didn't show Daniel any respect at all. Like, he was just straight up pissed off about losing the fight, and he was just smacking the mat and just walking off very furiously. So, yeah, Barnes didn't pay Daniel any respect, and plus, like, because of him, like, the Cobra Kai didn't end up coming back, and it just ended up being closed and finished for good. So, yeah, I personally think that it should be Barnes being the one to open the Cobra Kai in this new series, because, I mean, it feels like because of him, he had the chance to reopen the Cobra Kai and get them back big and strong again, and he failed to do it. So it can just be him. Like, he just felt embarrassed by that for letting down Kreese and also Harry Silver, the other villain from the third film, and he just let them down and caused like the whole business to just go out for good. So I really feel that in this series it should be him being the one to reopen the Cobra Kai, because it would make more sense for him to really want revenge on Daniel for defeating him, and he just really would want to get the Cobra Kai back up and strong to finally like get revenge on Daniel, and like just like just show like try to get like his fighters to really be bigger and tougher than like any fighter Daniel might train. I'm not sure like in this new series Daniel is gonna start like his own karate karate business, and he'll have students of his own to train, or if he'll have like a protege or something. I'm not sure like what Daniel's role will actually be in this series, but yeah, I really think that it really should be Barnes being the one to reopen the Cobra Kai in this rather than Johnny. I mean, yeah, yeah, and just yeah, in case like you guys really haven't watched Karate Kid before, I'm sure if you're watching this video you have, or if you haven't seen it in a long time, I'll put the endings for both the first film and the third film down in the description for you to watch, and then see how Daniel defeats Johnny and then Barnes, and you can just watch how both Johnny and Barnes react to their defeats, and you can just decide for yourself. I mean, which one would it make more sense to really be the one to reopen the Cobra Kai in this series, to really want to redeem themselves and want like kind of like revenge against Daniel for him defeating them? And so, yeah, I'll let you guys decide who you will think should be it and who you think it makes more sense to do this. But yeah, I guess like the reason they do have Johnny being the one to reopen the Cobra Kai in this series is because yeah, the first film is really looked at as a classic by many, while the third film really it was not very well received. I mean, it's really looked at as basically just like a rip off of the first film, really having just really the same story and the same conflict, and yeah, it's basically just like the a carbon copy of the third film and a rehash and stuff to most people. So yeah, and so I guess that's probably like partially why they're having Johnny being the one to do it in this series, just because the first film is really looked at as a classic, and so they want the more well-known character to be the one, and Daniel's like more well-known rival to be the one that's opposing him in this series. So I guess maybe that could be the reason why they have Johnny being the one to reopen the Cobra Kai in this. But personally, I really think it should be Barnes. I think it would make more sense for him to do it. So, yeah, that's my take on it. So, like I said, both of the endings for the first and third film will be in the description for you to watch, and yeah, you can just decide for yourself which one it would make more sense to reopen the Cobra Kai, uh, given like their given like how they took it to their loss and who you really think it should be to reopen the Cobra Kai. And yeah, like I said, the trailer for this new Cobra Kai series will also be in the description if you want to watch that too. And so, yeah, that's my take on it. So yeah, the series is said to begin on May 2nd. So yeah, it'll start in like about a little over a month. And so yeah, we'll see how this turns out. I mean, yeah, I guess, like I said, a lot of people are probably excited for it, and I am glad that they're going with this approach to really go on with the continuation story of the original series rather than like do another remake or anything like that. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out, and yeah, I am like curious to see what this will have in store, and who knows, maybe even like sometime in this series, maybe like Barnes may actually make a guest appearance maybe on the show to really kind of like join forces with Johnny against Daniel. Yeah, that could happen in the series. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So, yeah, that's my take on it. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts about it. Yeah, you can comment on my channel or send me a personal message about it. And yeah, you can just like let me know your thoughts on it if you want. Alright, so yeah, that's my take on it. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.